Blessed greetings and happy new month to all my supporters, wherever in the world you're tuning in from. This is Jah-P Sports Talk. So the West Indies will take on Australia in the second test match on Thursday. Yes, right there in Grenada. And there are a lot of speculations as to the changes that Cricket West Indies or Darren Sammy will make. You know, the West Indies were undone by some bad umpiring, but also poor batting. You understand me? So I wouldn't blame the umpiring 100%, but the umpiring contributed. You understand me? Because at the time our batters got out, you know, maybe we could have probably went on to make even 100 lead or so, and that would have been very vital in the turnout of the test match, you know. But with all said and done, I definitely think that our batters could have done a little bit better. The way how we went about things and how we applied ourselves, I definitely think that they could have done better, and as a result of that, I think that Coach Darren Sammy will have to make some form of changes in that match on Thursday. You understand me? We didn't see a lot of Jamel Warkan, you know, and similar to Nathan Lyon on the Australian side, we didn't get to see a lot of him, but he came on and he got a few wickets, um, I would say by the hands of the West Indies giving those wickets away. You understand me? So I am not sure of the pitch in Grenada, how it will turn out, but they have Rastan Chase that they could use as that half spinner, you know. So it's a possibility that we may just have to play a extra batter in space of Jamel Warkan. And it's a possibility that John Campbell may get dropped and Kevlin Anderson may come in for John Campbell. You know, it's gonna be a little bit harsh. John Campbell just playing, returning and just playing one test match and being dropped, but it's a high possibility because it's a second test match of a three-match series, and the West Indies would want to find a way to bounce back. You know, so it's a case where we just have to just make some tough decisions for the betterment of West Indies cricket and the betterment of the series. You understand me? So it's not a moment where anyone should really feel bad. It's a moment where we need to win to keep the series alive. You understand me? Because anything less than a win, Australia will win the series already. So it's some very testing times. Some very testing times. I suspect that they will give Craig Brathwaite his 100 test match. You know, and depending on how things goes with Craig Brathwaite, I suspect that he will be out of the third match in Jamaica. You understand me? So some very testing times for some of these cricketers. Trust me, some very testing times. We know that Kevlin Henderson is on the verge of making his debut, and we hope that he get to make his debut against Australia. So this second test match is going to be a make and break point for a lot of these cricketers. You know, but as I said, for now, I'm hoping that there is no hinges with the fast bowlers. Hoping that everyone is fit and roaring to go in the second test match. But as I said, I think that Darren Sammy will have to make some changes, one way or the other. And as I said, I don't know the pitch, what the pitch is like in Grenada now. But whether or not, I suspect that they will play a extra batter, maybe Tevin Imlach coming in. You understand me, for Warkan, and I suspect that John Campbell will be out and Kevlin Anderson will come in, and then maybe you use Brathwaite and Brandon King to open the innings, or Brathwaite and Kevlin Anderson to open the innings. It's a possibility that Tevin Imlach may take over the gloves. You understand me? And let Shea Hope focus on his batting. But trust me, it's some very testing moments. It's some very testing moments, but I have to be thinking as a coach right now and thinking as a player. I want the West Indies to win. So as a result of wanting them to win, I would want whatever changes that we have to make we win on Thursday, win the second test match, we make it, and then at the end of the day, we can say, well, yes, We made some tough decisions, but it was well worth it. You know, we saw betterment, we saw a few 50s, we saw a bit more commitment with the players, you know, in the field. You know, we drop a lot of catches, so that's another thing. You know, we cannot play up against opposition like Australia and dropping a lot of catches. There is no way we're going to win matches. You know, Australia have some tough players, and if we continue to drop catches, there's no way we're going to be dominant. You understand me? There's no way we're going to win this test match or win a test match versus Australia when we continue to drop 6, 5, 7, 8 catches. You understand me? So, and our bowling, I must say they did a good job, but I still think that our bowling can be a little bit tighter. You know, we didn't see a lot of Alzari Joseph picking up wickets, but we're hoping that a turn in this test match, you know, for him. And we hope that Jaden Says and Shamar Joseph will pick up where they have left off. You understand me? You know, we saw Rastan Chase getting a start and Shea Hope also getting a start, but unfortunately they got a judge. You understand me? So trust me, some very testing moments for these cricketers, you know. But you know, we anticipate to see, I guess by tomorrow Tuesday, Wednesday, they will probably announce the 11 for that match on Thursday. You know, so we anticipate to see what that playing 11 will looks like. You know, we are hearing that Steve Smith um, will return. You know, we're not sure if he will jump back straight into the 11. You know, so we anticipate to see all of that. You know, if Australia will make any changes and who are the changes and stuff like that. So, you know, there are a lot of speculations. You know, they won the first match. You know, they would feel a bit comfortable, but they're still having some issue with some of their players. So, you know, it may be a touch and go moment for Australia also to make some tough decisions on some players. You know, so we anticipate to see on Wednesday if the squad is announced by Wednesday or tomorrow, Tuesday. Well, today, Tuesday, it's already after 12 now. You know, I'm doing this recording. You know, so we anticipate to see the playing 11 sooner rather than later. And then from there on, we can do our speculations and our assessments and stuff like that. So, my viewers and subscribers, this is Jah-P Sports Talk. I just want to thank you all for subscribing, like, share, and comment. And please, I'm asking you all to just go over to School as Jamaica TV and give him a support. Just let him know Jah-P Sports Talk send you. Mysterious of my ears, Yard Food, School as Jamaica, you know, Sports Circle, everyone, all my subscribers and commenters, you know, keep up the good work and keep safe.